Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be on my seat buddy, or seat organizer. A while back, a buddy of mine had an extra seat buddy laying around and offered this up to me. So I was like, heck yeah, I'll take it. I always like free stuff. The seat buddy, it didn't come with it when he gave it to me, but it's supposed to have a bracket, like a U-shaped bracket on the back. Little metal bracket on each side that kind of goes like that. And you just hook it over your seat and keeps it in a vertical position. Well, since it didn't have that, I took some paracord and put them in each little hole that was on the side over here. And this paracord gets looped around the headrest. And that's what keeps my seat buddy in a vertical position. Whenever it's in that, in the car, and I have it, of course, this around the head wrap, or I'm sorry, not the head wrap, but the headrest, I usually keep my hatch gloves pinned in between the cordage and the headrest. That way it just kind of sits right there. I can grab these and go. As far as the seat buddy itself, it's just made out of some type of plastic. I don't know what kind of plastic it is, but it's pretty hard plastic. On the outside, I modified the outside a little bit, and I'll be talking mostly about this and then some of the things I carry in it. I ordered some adhesive Velcro, or hook and loop, whatever you want to call it, the soft side, and I applied the 2 rows of soft loop on the front here. Now, I originally did that so that I could have a quick deploy medical pouch on the Velcro and I could just rip it off and go. That didn't initially work out because I was going to use this, but things changed. I didn't think that the Velcro would stick to the back of this material very well. So I abandoned that idea, and I just instead put the quick deploy medical pouch in this bottom compartment. So instead, what this Velcro paneling became was a patch panel. So I just put patches on there. The patches are pretty self-explanatory. They're just morale patches. They're kind of funny. Only one of them has any seriousness to it. It's the in memory of Rory and Corey McDowell, 2 friends of mine who died back in 2005. Other than that, they're just funny morale patches. I took Velcro and put it on a whistle. And that way, instead of throwing a whistle in there and I mean having to dig around inside the box trying to find it, I just put Velcro on it and I can slap it on the front right there. Either side, doesn't matter. And it'll just stay in place. On the outside side of this seat buddy, I usually have my sunglasses hanging off the side right there, range keys, extra cuff key, and a body camera right there for right now. I also have a Glock business card holder, just hold some business cards right in there for easy access. And then I put a small multi-tool down here at the bottom, though if I ever needed, a little multi-tool, it's right there. You also saw earlier I had some gloves hanging right there. These are just North Face gloves, and they are smart device friendly. So I can wear these gloves and still operate my phone, and I don't have to take my gloves off. These are pretty cool. Behind my ship magnet patch, I keep an ammonia capsule for those people who like to fake seizures or pretend that they're passed out. Just snap this and you hold it up under their nose and you find out real quick how big of a liar they are. Clipped on the outside here is a utility light from PowerTac. I got this at NRA show. It's just a utility light. It's not for fighting purposes whatsoever. I dedicate my Surefire lights for fighting purposes. But it has, a few different modes. You can go to bright, hold it down, it gets brighter, and then goes low, medium, high, and then really bright. And then you double tap it and it turns into a strobe. Has a reversible pocket clip, so you can actually change the orientation of the clip, have it down or up. And then the other thing that makes this a pretty cool utility light is, number one, it's rechargeable. So all I gotta do is plug it in, and it's also an emergency battery. Since it's rechargeable, you just stick USB, and I can plug my phone up to this and charge my phone up if I need to, or anything else for that matter. I just keep that clipped to the side of the box for utility purposes. That way I don't burn through the CR123s in my Surefire light. I also keep a knife clipped into the side of the box, just a SOG knife, and I keep that in there. As far as the inside of the main compartment, keep a Spanish conversion kit, just some basic things in Spanish. We have a lot of Spanish speaking people in my community, so I thought it would be pretty useful to throw that in there. Legal pad for writing notes. Duh. Another, well, it's just an executive protection handbook. It's just for quick reference on things. Some more writing material. Just some wipes. Now I can wipe my face off if I get, something on my hands or whatever. I just wipe it off. I keep an extra straw in here. I don't go to fast food places a whole lot, but when I do, I usually always run into some type of problem from one of these people who wants to be paid over $15 an hour. These people can't seem to remember to put a straw in the bag when they hand me my stuff. So I keep an extra straw in there in the event I run across one of these idiots who thinks they need to be paid more, but can't remember something as simple as putting a straw in a bag. Another thing I did that it didn't fully work out, and I still got to work on it, is I took a little pin caddy, I guess you could call it, and I put the Velcro, hard Velcro on this side, and I put soft on the inside of the caddy here. Well, our summers can get pretty hot, and the weight of this thing caused this to fall and start drooping down because the adhesive became heated up and softened, and just the mere weight of just a couple pins caused this thing to droop all the way down and then fall all the way off. So I got paper on the back of it now because it still has gooey stuff on it. I haven't taken any goo gone to it yet, and of course I have some paper on the inside. That way I don't get adhesive on other things like my notepad or whatever. But once I get this fixed, I'll be able to have my little pin caddy stuck up here in the front. That way I don't have to go fishing in the box for pins. I have all my pins right there. It holds right now just a couple Sharpies, a utility scissors, some more patches for the patch panel, and a couple of licenses that I took off people, or fake licenses. They're fake IDs. And that, like I said, would rest right there. But summer heat in Kentucky is pretty grueling, and it just went shoop, fell down. And that is it on the inside. Now, down here on the bottom, what I keep in here. So I keep a quick deploy medical pouch. I just grab it and I go. Now I'll cover this towards the end, but it's a very quick deploy medical pouch. Just grab it and go. Down here in the bottom, keep an extra Velcro badge. Keep the Constitution, little pocket Constitution. Keep that in there. Keep a ATF cheat sheet on vehicle-borne improvised explosive devices. It just gives you vehicle sizes, how much explosives they can carry, and what your lethal air blast ranges and your evacuation distances are. Can't remember where I got this at. Some training event somewhere over the years, but I've always kept it. Thought it was kind of neat to have. Just kind of look at it every once in a while, and you just think, like a semi-trailer can hold 60,000 pounds of explosives. And it'll have a lethal air blast of 600 feet. Remember, so the small box van, 10,000 pounds of explosives is as much as it can hold, and has a 300 foot air blast. And something the size of this killed a lot of people in Oklahoma. So this is something I always look at. I don't always look at it, but something I look at. And when I look at, suspicious looking people and vehicles, you know, I think about this, and I'll sometimes pull it out and look at it and just kind of keep my memory fresh on these kind of things. Metal badge with a necklace. Another USB cord. Keep a lighter in there, even though I don't smoke anymore. A lighter is pretty useful. Cube charger for your phone. Electrical tape, duct tape, and paracord are pretty much in the same ballpark. So I keep electrical tape in there just for, you know, little things. And an extra battery for a radio that's still in the cardboard box. Now, my quick deploy medical pouch. So immediately on the outside, all I got to do is just rip upwards and pull this tourniquet out of its little pouch. I would rip it out, but to put it back in, because it's so cram-packed with stuff, since it's so cram-packed with stuff on the inside, it's kind of hard to push that back down inside this little opening. But I just have it to where I can just rip this tourniquet off and put it to use. So I have a very quick deploy tourniquet on the outside of this pouch, and then of course the shears to be able to cut clothes off. Inside the pouch I have another tourniquet, TK4 tourniquet, and then down on the inside I have a bunch of packing gauze and a bandage, and of course some gloves. I always keep medical on my person, but it's always good to have more. 1 is none and 2 is 1. So I keep medical in my pocket at all times. It just has a tourniquet and some other stuff in it. It's not as big as this, it's way smaller. I'll go ahead and pull it out of my pocket for you now. This is what always stays in my pocket. No matter what I'm wearing or where I'm going, this is always in my pocket. This, of course, would be a little bit more difficult to carry in my pocket. It's quite large, but I keep it in the seat caddy or seat organizer, or whatever you want to call it, as a quick deploy. That way I don't have to open my trunk and rummage around all the junk that's in there trying to find a medical bag. I'm in the car, driving, see something, car accident, or I'm at work and, you know, someone's injured or whatever, you know, I stop, grab and go. That simple. This is it on the seat caddy. If you liked what you saw, give me a like. If you have any questions, leave your comments. If you have any suggestions on how I could change this up and make it a little bit better, leave me a comment. If you think that this is something that some of your buddies could do to make things a little bit easier for them, or just to make things a little bit better or nicer, go ahead and give me a share. That way people can, you know, have the idea of putting Velcro on a whistle so they don't lose it in some big old box and then have to rummage around for it and then click a light on and pull everything out and be like, pull everything out of this box. There's the whistle all the way at the bottom. So if you like what you saw, give me a like, share, comment, whatever. This is Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, reminding you that failing to prepare is preparing to fail.